What if an ancient book, revered by billions, held not just spiritual guidance, but a hidden mathematical blueprint for creation? Some are asking this about the Quran, a text over 1,400 years old. Could its structure contain a cosmic code, a set of numerical patterns mirroring the laws of the universe? We see math in the stars, in atoms. Why not in scripture? Humans are pattern seekers. It's how we discovered physics and how we read meaning into the world. The claim, the Quran's arrangement of chapters, verses, and even letters, is not random, but a deliberate, intricate structure. This isn't about mystical numerology, but about whether the universe's mathematical language echoes in a book believed to be divine. Galileo said the universe is written in mathematics. Would a divine message be any different? We're not here to prove or disprove faith, but to ask, what if, and to follow the evidence. We'll explore prime numbers, golden ratios, and peculiar constants in the Quran. Is it coincidence or a mathematical signature of a cosmic architect? Let's find out. The Quran's numerical design. Is it a cosmic code for creation? What if a 1400-year-old sacred text held a mathematical blueprint for the universe? Could the Quran, revered by over 1 billion people, encode patterns that mirror the laws of physics, challenge our understanding of chance, and point to a super-intelligent design? This question isn't just a theological curiosity. It's a mind-bending puzzle that bridges faith, mathematics, and cosmology, inviting us to explore whether the Quran's numerical architecture reveals a divine hand shaping reality itself. A hidden code beneath the words. The Quran is known as a spiritual and moral guide. But what if its verses conceal a deeper layer of meaning, a numerical framework that aligns with the universe's fundamental laws? Imagine a text where the number of verses, words, and letters isn't random, but part of an intricate design, with patterns like the number 7 symbolizing the 7 heavens, 9 representing completeness, and even 1729, a mathematical curiosity known as the taxicab number, appearing with uncanny precision. These aren't mere coincidences. They form a cohesive structure, suggesting the Quran might be more than a book. It could be a cosmic blueprint. Consider Surah Al-Fatiha, the Quran's opening chapter. It has 7 verses, 29 words, and 139 letters, all prime numbers. Their digit sums, 2 plus 9 equals 11, 1 plus 3 plus 9 equals sign 13, are primes too, forming a Quran triplet, 7, 29, 139, that defies statistical odds. Could this be a deliberate signature of divine authorship, encoded in the text's very structure? And what does it mean that these numbers align with patterns found in nature, like the golden ratio or the orbits of planets? The formula that binds it all. At the heart of this mystery lies a conceptual formula, Q 7M P9 EP P117 29 plus 140C. Each term represents a pillar of the Quran's numerical design, 7M Matani. The number 7, tied to repetition and divine order, appears in the 7 verses of Al-Fatiha and references to the 7 heavens. 9E, enumeration. The number 9, symbolizing finality, emerges in digital roots of key counts, like the 114 chapters. 1 plus 1 plus 4 equals sign 6, 6 plus 3 equals 9. P1729 pattern star, the taxicab number 1729 with factors 7 to 13 x119 surfaces in verse and word counts, linking to cosmic patterns. 114C container. The 114 chapters, divisible by 6 and 19, form the Quran's structural backbone, with the 114th prime 619 echoing in numerical sums. This formula isn't just a mathematical abstraction. It's a lens to decode the Quran's structure, revealing symmetries and alignments that challenge our understanding of randomness. Could a 7th century text, revealed to an unlettered prophet, encode such complexity by chance? Patterns that echo the universe. The Quran's numerical patterns don't exist in isolation. They resonate with the laws governing the cosmos. Quran 51:47 states, "We built the heaven with might, and we are expanding it," a verse that aligns with modern cosmology's discovery of an expanding universe. Similarly, Quran 21:30 describes the heavens and earth as a joined entity before their separation, echoing the Big Bang theory. But what's more astonishing is how the text's numerical structure mirrors these cosmic truths. For instance, the golden ratio, 1:618, a universal constant seen in galaxies, DNA, and art, appears in the ratio of total verses to chapters. The number 19, emphasized in Quran 74:30, over it are 19, ties to the 114 chapters, 6619, and other numerical alignments. Even the taxicab number 1729 connects to verse counts in surahs numbered 7, 13, and 19, suggesting a mathematical thread woven into the fabric of creation. Could these patterns indicate that the Quran encodes the same principles that govern galaxies, particles, and life itself? A mathematical tapestry of divine authorship. The Quran's numerical design extends to its linguistic structure, using abjad gematria, where Arabic letters are assigned values. For example, number 1, beta 2, words like Ali, value 110, align with verse counts in specific surahs. A custom system, alphabet _primes 1, maps letters to primes, for example, Nadik 2, beta 3, revealing prime-based patterns that reinforce the text's coherence. These systems uncover symmetries, like the 22 letters in the first and last 7 verses, mirroring each other across the Quran's 114 chapters. Such complexity raises a profound question. Could a human, let alone an illiterate prophet in 7th century Arabia, craft a text with interlocking numerical patterns that align with modern scientific constants? Computational analyses, including word frequency studies and machine learning, show these patterns are statistically improbable, suggesting a design beyond human capability. Bridging faith and science. This numerical framework doesn't just challenge skeptics. It invites scientists, mathematicians, and believers to rethink the Quran's role. Is it merely a religious text, or could it be a universal code, a design document akin to DNA, encoding the principles of creation? The recurrence of numbers like 7, 9, and 1729, alongside alignments with physical constants, suggests a purposeful intelligence. As one study notes, the harmony between mathematics and nature points to a purposeful cosmos, Quran.love. Yet this exploration isn't about proving divinity through numbers alone. It's about sparking wonder. The Quran's patterns invite us to ask, what if the universe's laws and the text's structure stem from the same divine source? Could this ancient book hold clues to the nature of reality, waiting to be decoded by modern tools like AI and computational analysis? The big question, a cosmic blueprint? The Quran's numerical design raises a question that transcends faith and science. Is this text a cosmic blueprint, deliberately crafted to reflect the universe's mathematical order? If so, what does it mean for our understanding of reality, purpose, and the divine? These patterns, repetitions, symmetries, and alignments with natural laws challenge us to consider a superintelligent design behind both the Quran and the cosmos. Future research could push this further. Machine learning to analyze word frequencies, cross-textual studies with other sacred texts, or algorithms to uncover deeper patterns. For now, the Quran stands as a tantalizing enigma, its numbers whispering secrets of creation. Will you dare to explore this cosmic code where faith meets reason and numbers reveal the divine? The Quran's numerical design, a blueprint of creation, forward intersection of mathematics and spirituality. The Quran, revered as the divine word of Allah, is a profound spiritual guide for over 1 billion people worldwide. Beyond its theological and moral teachings, it harbors an intricate mathematical architecture that complements its spiritual significance. This book invites readers to explore this unique intersection, where numbers and divine revelation converge to reveal a deeper layer of meaning. The Quran's numerical design is not merely a curiosity, but a potential blueprint for understanding the universe's creation, encoded with patterns that challenge human comprehension and point to a superintelligent design. By delving into this numerical framework, we aim to bridge the realms of faith and reason, offering a fresh perspective on a sacred text that has shaped civilizations for over 1,400 years. Author's journey. My fascination with the Quran's numerical patterns began with a simple question. Could the divine wisdom of the Quran extend beyond its words to include a mathematical code that reflects the order of the universe? This curiosity, rooted in both faith and a passion for mathematics, led me to explore the text through a numerical lens. Years of study, computational analysis, and reflection revealed astonishing patterns. repetitions, symmetries, and numerical relationships that defy coincidence. This journey has been one of awe and discovery, blending spiritual reverence with scientific inquiry. My goal is to share these findings, inviting readers to ponder the possibility that the Quran's structure is a deliberate design, a testament to its divine authorship, and a mirror of the cosmos itself. Part 1. The Foundation of the Code. Chapter 1. A Mathematical Lens on the Quran. Introduction. The Quran is traditionally understood as a spiritual and moral guide, but beneath its surface lies a hidden mathematical structure that suggests a divine origin. This book proposes that the Quran is a coded document, with numerical patterns embedded in its verses, chapters, and words. These patterns are not random, but form a cohesive framework that aligns with the laws governing the universe. By viewing the Quran through a mathematical lens, we uncover evidence of a purposeful design, challenging readers to reconsider the text as a blueprint for creation itself. The Quran Formula. At the heart of this exploration is the proposed formula Q to 7m plus 9e plus p11729 plus 114c, which encapsulates the Quran's numerical architecture. 7m, Matani, represents the principle of repetition, centered on the number 7, which appears in key Quranic structures. For example, 7 heavens, 7 verses of Al-Fatiha. This term reflects the recurring patterns that unify the text. 9e, enumeration, signifies completeness and finality, tied to the number 9 and its role in digital roots and enumeration of Quranic elements. Peon 1729, pattern star, denotes the taxicab number 1729, a unique number with factors 7 Quan 30x19 that appear in significant Quranic numerical patterns. 114c, container, reflects the organizational framework of the Quran's 114 chapters, serving as the structural backbone of the text. This formula is a conceptual tool to understand how numerical patterns interweave to form a cohesive design, pointing to divine authorship. Purpose of the book. This book aims to demonstrate that the Quran's numerical design is not a human construct, but evidence of a superintelligent design. By analyzing patterns such as repetitions, symmetries, and numerical alignments with scientific constants, we argue that the Quran serves as a blueprint for understanding the universe's creation. This exploration is intended for scholars, scientists, and believers alike, offering a multidisciplinary perspective that bridges faith and reason. Chapter 2. The Language of Numbers. Key definitions to analyze the Quran's numerical structure. We must first define the mathematical concepts used in this study: unit, prime, and composite numbers. A unit number is 1. Primes are numbers divisible only by 1 and themselves. For example, 2, 3, 5, 7. And composites are numbers with additional divisors. For example, 4, 6, 8. These form the building blocks of Quranic numerical analysis, as seen in verse counts like 7 prime in Al-Fatiha. Additive and non-additive numbers. Additive numbers, or perfect numbers, equal the sum of their proper divisors. For example, 6 equals sign 1 plus 2 plus 3. The Quran's structure often aligns with such numbers, suggesting intentional design. Numerical properties. Digit sum, the sum of a number's digits. For example, 29. 2 plus 9 equals 11. Digital root, the single-digit result of repeatedly summing digits. For example, 29. 2 plus 9 equals 11. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Factors, divisors of a number, critical for identifying patterns in verse and chapter counts. Quranic letter systems. Abjad, gematria, assigns numerical values to Arabic letters. For example, number 1, betoid 2, jh 3, up to gh 1000. This system, used historically, reveals patterns in word and verse counts. Alphabet underscore primes 1, a custom system mapping Arabic letters to prime numbers. For example, number 2, bt3, jh5. This enhances pattern detection by emphasizing primality. Role in analysis. These numerical tools reveal patterns in the Quran's structure. For example, Abjad gematria assigns values to words, showing connections between names. For example, Ali equals sign 110, and verse counts. Alphabet underscore primes 1 highlights prime-based patterns, reinforcing the mathematical coherence of the text. Tables mapping letters to numbers are provided in Appendix B for clarity. Part 2. Deconstructing the formula. Chapter 3. The power of repetition. 7m, the number 7. The number 7 is a cornerstone of the Quran's numerical design, appearing in references to the 7 heavens, Quran 67:3, the 7 verses of Al-Fatiha, Quran 1, and other significant contexts. Its recurrence suggests a deliberate pattern, symbolizing completeness and divine order. Al-Fatiha's prime foundation, Surah Al-Fatiha, the opening chapter, is a mathematical marvel. 7 verses, a prime number, 29 words. A prime number with digit sum 2 plus 9 equals 11, prime. 139 letters. A prime number with digit sum 1 plus 3 plus 9 equals sign 13, prime. This Quran triplet, 7, 29, 139, consists entirely of primes with prime digit sums, suggesting a foundational numerical signature. Symmetrical patterns. The Quran exhibits symmetry in its first and last 7 verses and words. For example, the first 7 verses of Al-Fatiha mirror numerical properties in the last 7 verses of Surah Al-Nas, Quran 114, both totaling 22 letters. This symmetry reinforces the Mathani principle of repetition. The Mathani principle, Quran 15, 87 states, "We have given you 7 of the Mathani and the Great Quran." Traditionally interpreted as referring to Al-Fatiha, Mathani, meaning oft repeated, is reinterpreted here as a principle of numerical repetition. Patterns like the recurrence of 7 in verse counts, word counts, and structural elements across the Quran support this interpretation. Chapter 4. The role of enumeration. 9e. The number 9. The number 9 symbolizes finality and completeness in the Quran. Its digital root, the single-digit result of summing digits, appears frequently in numerical counts, such as 114 chapters. 1 plus 1 plus 4 equals sign 6, 6 plus 3 equals 9, digital root. Surah 9, Al-Tawbah. Its verse count, 129, has a digital root of 1 plus 2 plus 9 equals sign 12, 1 plus 2 equals 3, but its position and content align with 9-based patterns. Completeness in creation. Quran 72:28 states, "He has enumerated all things in number," emphasizing divine enumeration. The recurrence of 9 in digital roots of key counts, for example, total versus equal sign 6,236, 6 plus 2 plus 3 plus 6 equals sign 17, 1 plus 7 equals 8, but adjusted counts yield 9, connects to this theological concept. Chapter 5. The pattern star, P1729, the taxicab number. The number 1729, known as the taxicab number, is the smallest number expressible as the sum of 2 cubes in 2 ways. 13 12393 plus 13 1729. Its factors, 7930-19, and digits, 1729, appear in Quranic numerical patterns, forming a 1729 cluster. A divine pattern exemplar. The number 1729 appears in sums of verse counts and word counts across specific surahs. For example, the sum of verses in surahs numbered 7, 13, and 19 yields patterns aligning with 1729's factors. Its connection to Quran 72:28, "He has enumerated all things," is reinforced by the verse's numerical properties. Chapter 6. The total container, 114c, organizational framework. The Quran's 114 chapters form its structural backbone. This number is not arbitrary but part of a deliberate design, with 114 equals 6 times 19, linking to the number 19 emphasized in Quran 74:30. Over it are 19. The 114th prime. The 114th prime number, 619, appears in sums of chapter and verse counts, reinforcing the formula's cohesion. For example, the sum of certain verse counts aligns with 619, connecting to the broader numerical framework. Part 3. The universe as a numerical design. Chapter 7. The physics of numbers. The Quran as a design document. The Quran's numerical patterns suggest it is a design document for the universe, akin to DNA in biological systems. Its mathematical structure encodes principles that mirror the laws of physics, such as symmetry and proportion. Helical particle waves. Particles like light rays may follow helical paths based on their serial number's primality, guided by Quranic numerical patterns. For example, the prime-based structure of Al-Fatiha's counts, 7, 29, 139, could reflect fundamental physical constants: expansion and collapse, Quran 51:47. We built the heaven with might and we are expanding it. And Quran 21:104. We will fold up the heavens, suggest a cyclical universe. The numerical code with patterns like 114 and 19 aligns with these cosmic processes. Chapter 8. Deeper symmetries and special numbers. The golden ratio. The golden ratio, P1 618, appears in sums of duplicate and unique chapter plus verse totals. For example, the ratio of total verses to chapters approximates 5, suggesting a universal harmony. Special numerical groups. The Quran triplet, 7, 29, 139, and other sequences, for example, prime number patterns in verse counts, reveal deeper symmetries. These groups connect to scientific constants like the solar year length and gravitational constant, as noted in studies like the Divine Blueprint. The code of names like Ali, Abjad value 110, align with verse and word counts, revealing hidden patterns. For example, the sum of certain word counts in surahs mentioning Ali approximates 110, reinforcing the numerical design. Part 4. Conclusion and future work. Chapter 9. A new perspective on an ancient text. The proof computational analysis of the Quran's numerical patterns, verse counts, word counts, and letter valuations demonstrates a complexity that defies random coincidence. The recurrence of numbers like 7, 9, 19, and 1729, along with their alignment with scientific constants, supports the argument for divine authorship. Bridging faith and science. This numerical design offers a bridge between faith and science, inviting scholars, scientists, and believers to explore the Quran's structure. It challenges conventional views of sacred texts, suggesting a universal code that resonates with the laws of nature. Numbers in the Quran aren't just for counting. They may form a foundational layer of the text's structure. The Quran has 114 chapters, 6 times 19, a number that recurs in code theories. The total number of verses hovers around 6,236. Code proponents argue every structural number, chapters, verses, word frequencies, forms an intentional interlocking design. It's as if mathematics is a divine watermark, protecting the text's integrity. Change a word or verse, and the whole system collapses. This transforms the Quran from poetry to architecture, a hidden skeleton of numbers. The mathematical layer could serve as a self-verifying mechanism, ensuring the text remains unaltered. Numbers become active components of the message, not just descriptors. Reading the Quran with this lens means asking, why 114 chapters? Why does 7 appear so often? Are these numbers arbitrary, or keys to a deeper understanding? This perspective invites us to analyze the Quran with both wonder and calculation. Perhaps within its structure lies a code connecting the spiritual and the cosmic. Two numbers dominate the Quran's mathematical structure, 7 and 19. 7 is woven throughout. The first chapter has 7 verses. The Quran speaks of 7 heavens, and the word 7 appears in structured ways. Thematic links, like the mentions of heaven and earth in multiples of 7, suggest deliberate design. 7 acts as a repeating motif, a numerical anchor. 19 is even more striking. Chapter 74 states, "Over it are 19, a direct clue, say code theorists. Rashad Khalifa proposed the Quran is structured around 114 chapters, 19x6, the Basmala's 19 letters, and the word God appearing 2,698 times, 19x142. The first revealed chapter has 19 verses. The count from it to the end is 19. The word Quran itself is linked to 19. The complexity of these interconnections is staggering. Could a 7th century author without modern tools embed such a code? It's a puzzle that challenges both believers and skeptics. Are these patterns intentional, or the result of our pattern-seeking minds? To make sense of these patterns, some propose a Quran formula, a conceptual model to organize the numerical phenomena. Imagine Q equals sign 7m plus 9e plus 1729p plus 114c. 7m, all patterns related to 7, versus heavens, multiples and word counts. 9e patterns of 9, symbolizing completion and echoing the expanding universe. P1729, prime numbers and peculiar constants like 1729, which we'll explore soon. 114c, the foundational 114 chapters. This isn't a magic equation, but a framework for investigation. It helps categorize evidence and see how mathematical components fit together. The formula is a tool, not an answer. It frames the question, is the Quran a mathematically encoded message? By breaking down the code, we can systematically explore its claims. The journey is about inquiry, not certainty. The Quran's numbers don't exist in a vacuum. They echo patterns in the universe. The Quran mentions the expanding universe centuries before Hubble's discovery. The golden ratio, 1.618, appears in nature, from galaxies to flowers, and some claim it's embedded in the Quran, even in Mecca's geographic location. The Quran's emphasis on balance and pairs mirrors physics, for every particle, an antiparticle, matter and energy as dualities. Of all things, we created two mates. A hint at the universe's symmetries? These alignments suggest the Quran's structure and the cosmos may share a source. The Quran isn't a science textbook, but a book of signs, both in nature and in its own structure. The mathematical code becomes another sign, bridging the spiritual and the physical. It invites us to see scripture and science as complementary, not conflicting. The patterns may be a testament to a unified source of knowledge. Is this design or a remarkable coincidence? How do researchers find these codes? It's not just reading, it's analysis. They count word and letter frequencies. Day appears 365 times, month 12 times, matching natural cycles. Prime number analysis. Examining chapter and verse counts for prime relationships. The Quran becomes a numerical data set, searched for non-random signals. Gematria, assigning numerical values to Arabic letters, converting words to numbers for further analysis. Digital roots, reducing numbers to a single digit to check for hidden relationships. These tools, counting, primes, gematria, digital roots, systematically comb the Quran for patterns. Each method adds a layer to the case for a mathematical design. The process is rigorous, blending tradition with modern computation. The search is ongoing, and the evidence continues to grow. Is the Quran's code a series of coincidences or evidence of design? Skeptics argue humans are wired to find patterns, apophenia, and with a large data set, coincidences are inevitable. Cherry-picking is a risk highlighting patterns that fit, ignoring those that don't. Variations in manuscripts and counting methods can undermine the code's consistency. Proponents counter that the density and complexity of patterns, especially 19, are statistically miraculous. The probability of so many interlocking patterns occurring by chance is minuscule. The code's sophistication, discovered only with modern tools, seems beyond 7th century capabilities. For believers, this is proof of divine origin, a miracle for the age of science. The debate remains open, a grand intellectual puzzle. Coincidence or design? The answer may depend on where you stand. Among the Quran's numbers, 1729 stands out, the Hardy Ramanujan or taxicab number. Ramanujan called it the smallest number expressible as the sum of two cubes in two different ways. What's its link to the Quran? The 29 chapters beginning with disjoined letters have a total of 1729 verses. This is startling, a number with unique mathematical history encoded in a specific group of chapters. The Hardy Ramanujan story is from the 20th century, the Quran, the 7th. Was this number waiting to be discovered by a future generation? Skeptics call it cherry-picking. Why some only these chapters? But chapters are a distinct, pre-existing group in Islamic tradition. The appearance of 1729 in this context is hard to dismiss. It's a microcosm of the debate meaningful connection or selected coincidence. The story of 1729 is one of the most compelling pieces in the search for the Quran's code. It invites us to look deeper at the intersection of mathematics and revelation. We've explored numbers, patterns, and cosmic echoes in the Quran. 7, 19, 1729. Each raises questions about design and coincidence. For believers, a mathematical blueprint affirms faith and bridges science and spirituality. For skeptics, it's a fascinating data set, worthy of rigorous, open-minded inquiry. The search challenges assumptions and opens new avenues for thought. The Quran's code doesn't provide all the answers, but it sparks profound questions. It invites us to see hidden depths in ancient wisdom and the mathematical beauty of the universe. Perhaps the answers lie not just in telescopes, but in the structures of language and consciousness. The journey is personal, the questions endless. And for the curious mind, that's the greatest gift of all.